going on, guys? Welcome back. We are... Hold on a second. Alright, it's fine. Back here in Run8, we're down here in LA. Trying to get some of these industries serviced. This train's all jumbled up, so yeah, I'm gonna be sorting it out for a few minutes, and then I'll back all these back in the industries. Run back over to the weeds yard and grab another consist, bring it over. That's if we get this far. There's a lot of these industries that, not really a lot, but they're all scattered, so it's a pain in the rear end to get sorted. I guess I could put that MFR over there too. Alright. Alright, get all these DFDs sorted out too. Alright, those need to be pulled forward, so I'm going to leave those backed up. See if there's any more of those. Not here. Alright, so I need to go ahead and separate the DFDs. What we got here? What's on the end? LAT. We got 2 SAMs. So many choices to pick from. Alright, well, if this one's DFD, let's see. I get BBB. There we go. There's a BBB. Yep. Oh. what I'll do is I can leave this BBB cut here, and then I have to slide everything over, separate the other BB, connect it up. It's a good process, but it has to be done. all these are MFRs, so I just gotta take them over to this MFR industry, which is just up here. And that'll clear up another slot that I can use to help sort. That way I can start sorting 4 at a time, which would be fantastic. These are all labeled MFR. Not sure what industry that is. I know it's right here, but not sure what it stands for. Dang, always stopping too fast. Refrigerator cars are loud. So cold storage. Huh. That's cool. Distillery center. There's a random engine over there too. That's crazy. Must be just for that specific industry. Let's see. Need to go straight back and grab these. Wait, what's these down here? Oh, that's my DFDs. Bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bag it up. Stop. Stop. Okay, let's see what else needs to be on this. The BBDFD. Oh. Any STH or DTBs? Nope. Not on this one. Alright. VCS, BTL, CGO, FPI. I think I already got the FPIs, and they're already serviced. Where's LAT go? All the way up here. LAT, DMD, and SAR. And Sam all need to be on the same track. So I will do that right now. LAT, DMD, SAR. LAT, SMD, SAR. I guess we'll just get our LATs first. Wait, BBB and DFD will be done. So I guess I'll go ahead and move those over. Free me up some track. Oh, nope. Dang it. Oh, no, that is right. That's right, it's backwards. Well, we're going down that grade now. This old track. Look at all these cars rocking so hard. Alright, what we got back here? BBB needs to go straight back. Oh, shoot. Wrong button. So we need to go that way. Turn there. Turn. Turn. And then straight back. And that'll get us our BBB serviced, and then I'll pull forward and go to the DFD siding right there. Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How are you?
Pretty good. I need to turn you up. Very quiet. Alright, say something.
Go boosting on my side too. Is that better?
Yeah, it could go up a little more.
How about that?
Yeah, it's a little better. I can hear you. You new to the server?
I'm new to the game.
New to the game. Oh shit.
I've played lots of train sims and stuff, but this is my first time in this wonderful little
Let me tell
learning
you.
clip.
Let me tell you, the graphics ain't the best, but this is one of the best damn games I ever played.
Yeah, it's a lot better already. Just it's more interesting.
Oh yeah. Once you
It's
get your
hard.
controls down, I mean, if you've played plenty of other train games, you know how to actually drive a train, then you're gonna pick this game up in a couple of days. I mean, it won't take long.
I'm used to my my hand being held though, where it's like, here's your train, go drive it. Like reading like DP versus MU, which brings me to my first question. So if I have 3 trains, say in the front of my train,
Yeah.
the first one obviously is lead. The second one I set to DPU lead, and the third one I set to MU. Is that correct?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I always hit that auto MU button, MUDP button.
You have to click it on every single train.
No. Just the lead unit. You just hit all your autos. That's what I do typically, except the EOT, unless you're going over mainline.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. That'll at least.
Yeah, you just click auto. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it'll just be auto MUDP, and then auto CB, and then auto AB. And only EOT when you're going over the rails, because EOTs are a pain in the ass.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I put MU for the front then, and it gave DP lead to the back. I think that'll give me one symbol on my. Okay, yeah, it gives me one group now.
Another thing you're gonna find out, this game's gonna take a lot of your money.
Oh, it already has. I was like, I want to drive this cold train, but it's all box cars. Like, yeah, $10. I was like, oh shit, it's going to a DLC I don't have. $40.
Yeah. Oh shit. So what subs do you have so far? Just the bakers?
I have the bakers now, just because there seems to be a ton of work that is going that way.
I tell you what, the main 2 investments that everybody can agree on is Cajon and SBD. The San Bernardino.
Sure.
There's tons of work on San Bernardino for BNSF and Union Pacific.
Is there one that's like particularly scenic or has cool passes? I know they all kind of do. Cajon has one, right?
Yeah, Cajon's got the steep ass mountain, the 3.5% grade, and SBD, if you really like the city type driving, which is kind of where I'm at right now. Normally, I actually ran Union Pacific Bakersfield Yard, which is just the local yards nearby.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
Yeah,
Seems kind of small and easier.
yeah, it's a good starting spot, but all the new people getting in, a lot of the guys don't know what they're doing. They end up messing all my hard work up, and it kind of pissed me off. So
I noticed a bit of a clusterfuck with these 2 massive consists.
yeah, I had it set up perfectly, so I would bring the supply trains, get there, and I would break them up to each location. And then after I got the location, I would just take it and feed into their industries. So, yeah.
Yeah, someone screwed you.
Yeah, I came back up there, and there's like 4 or 5 people that are like, oh, I'm going to run this, and I was going to be the yard master, and I was like, man, this just seems like too much of a headache. I'm trying to go somewhere I can kind of be by myself, or at least work with a couple of guys who know what they're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, a lot of the new people don't have San Bernardino, and I was like, well, shoot, I'll is there any place down there? Well, me and CJ, we run the West Colton yard all the time in Cajon. And he was like, man, I run the City of Industries, and I don't think anybody's run Union Pacific weeds in J Yard. And I was like, shoot, I'll go look at it. Man, this place is cool down here.
Down in Cajon.
No, the San Bernardino's on the other side of Cajon.
So you have to. Can you get to San Bernardino without buying Cajon, or you have to have both?
I think you gotta have both, because you have to go through Cajon to get here.
How they get you?
Yeah. Well, they try and make it, where you've got all the. I'm sure you can buy San Bernardino. You just can't drive between the two, because you have to go through West Colton in order to get to LA.
Right.
But they're both 40, so I spent 80 for both of these anyways. So.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy it down here, man. I've been live streaming for the last hour and a half.
Nice.
And but anyways, down here it's just like all the industries are super close, but they're all like, I don't know, it's just tight buildings you got to maneuver between. It's really cool.
What's the yard called?
I'm on J Yard right now, but Weeds is literally just like not even a mile down the road.
It's called J Yard.
Yeah, here I can share my screen. So right.
What's the city there? Is that LA?
Yeah, this is LA.
Tiny.
So yeah, you can see the jumbled mess of rail everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot
Do
of
they have
it's.
a port of LA or anything like that?
I don't think they have a port, but I know that BNSF's got a huge ass yard down here. So over here is the Union Pacific yard for weeds. Here's the intermodal yard for Union Pacific. And then over here is BNSF's intermodal. And I believe where's their rail yard? Yeah, it's over here. This is BNF's B yard.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll put that on my next pickup list. The new one looks really cool, but it's not connected, which is a shame.
Yeah, they said they're gonna probably connect it in the next update or something like that. That's what I heard.
Are those pretty far in between? I'm guessing a year out.
Huh?
Are those pretty long between each route?
Oh, like the weights. Yeah. I mean, I think the game's been. I'm new too. I just started playing in March.
Okay.
But once if you got common sense, you can figure it out. The game is super easy. How knowledgeable are you about the industries and how the server works?
I'm not sure, but I've been watching all the videos and stuff.
Right.
So I'm getting there.
So the way our server runs is the supply trains spawn in the map. They're AI driven. They're random. The AIs take them to their assigned yard. So Union Pacific's yard is the West Colton and Cajon, and then BNSF's, of course, the Barstow yard. Once the supply train gets there, somebody gets it and sends it to the hump yard, which is AI ran too, and it'll split all the cars up into each local yard that they need to go to. After that, they get, of course, they get cut out and they'll build a train. Whoever's running the yard has to build the train from the hump yard. And then they end up swapping power from the SDs to the SD40s to the SD70s or the D6s, whatever, the road power. They then get sent to their local yard. So like Union Pacific services Mojave, Union Pacific Bakers, and over here at LA. And then BNSF services Bakersfield, all of Bakersfield sub, Needles, and basically all the rest of LA.
Nice.
Or San Bernardino, I think. Yeah, just San Bernardino.
How do I get the HUD up on the top?
Shift Z. You can cycle through everything you need to know about your train.
Keybinds are something else. I had to print them out in my printer.
Yeah, I just kind of memorized them as I went.
I think they were really like making. Whoever made them had a rail driver, I'm sure, and they're like, yeah.
Oh yeah, the only key
keyword.
bindings that I actually changed that made it easier for me was the driving controls.
Yeah, they're pretty trash.
So page up and page down is my throttle. Am I in reverse? The hell's going on?
Oh yeah, you can put reverser on the plus minus because you use it so infrequently, right?
Yeah, I mean I use the plus and minus next to backspace as my reverser because I think that's what it was by default. I think no, it wasn't.
Sense, yeah.
But that's what I assigned it to, and then below backspace / is what I use for dynamic brake. Insert and delete's my independent, and home and end is my train brake.
Right.
And those are the only key bindings I change. Everything else is the same, like shift F5 is emergency brake or handbrake, and then F5 releases it. So shift F5 is going to be your life-saving device from crashing the server. FYI. So you might
Shift F5.
Yeah, it freezes the train wherever it's at, just locks it in place.
It'll crash the server if it crashes, or what?
No. Like if you plow into a fucking train doing mock fucking Jesus, you can either poof the train because it'll go corrupted and it'll spaz out, and then just delete the entire train,
Gotcha.
and or it will crash the server. So keep that in mind. That's definitely one of your favorite things because like you'll be on like grades or something trying to service locals, and you'll end up doing like over 7-10 mile an hour, and that's just enough to end up causing a train to corrupt. So
My alerter is ringing.
yep, it'd be right alt or left alt. I can't remember. I think it's right.
Press the button. Yeah, it seems to be it. Right all. Alright, well I got a train going. Do I have to post about it in Discord that I took the train, or just when I leave it somewhere? Mess of different threads.
Yeah. You can put in jobs like driving, because some people will put like driving the M bar Bakersfield, bar soda Bakersfield or whatever.
Gotcha, okay.
The AI system is going to be something that you're going to have to get familiar with. A lot of people don't know how it works. So there's only two completely AI routable places, and that's West Colton and Barstow. The only two places you can AI a train and not have to worry about it. If you go anywhere else, you can AI the train, but you have to watch it in the dispatch, and when it gets close, you have to manually drive it into the station or into the yard.
Okay.
Because AI cannot switch manual switches.
Oh, interesting, okay.
The only two yards with auto switches are the West Colton and Barstow. The only ones that you actually have to get on the dispatch screen to change.
Gotcha, okay.
So just keep that in mind too. So like if you end up having to get off and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna AI the train, you can't do that.
There's nothing you can do then?
There
Basically,
you can
put it into a siding.
option A, pull it into a siding. Doesn't matter as long as auto can route around, he will. Or B, what I've been doing, because we've been having a lot of people coming in the server and then just AI recruiting a train. And then it ends up going off the map, because if it passes the yard, it just keeps going straight until it goes off the map. And then it gets deleted. So, because once it goes off the map, it gets deleted regardless, so.
Gotcha.
A lot of people are getting frustrated because they can't run locals because supply trains aren't making it to their yards. So if you know how to use the consist editor, you can basically just copy your train and then delete it, go to the yard itself, and just paste it right in the yard.
I'm guessing that's frowned upon though.
It kind of is, but we get away with it on because I'm mainly on second shift, and it's like because I just try and do it. Like if there's somebody on the server that can watch it, then ask them if they can. If not, just leave it in the siding. But if you really want that train to make it there, I would just copy and paste it. I mean, nobody's gonna get pissed off at you.
Gotcha.
We do a lot of copy and pasting in West Colton because it just sucks having to drive back and forth across the yard, changing power out. But Barstow, Chris C, he does it all manually, which is fine. I mean, we like to keep it as somewhat realistic to an extent. I'm not gonna sit here and waste hours at a time just moving trains around. I enjoy driving them for sure.
Alright, my train is off and away. Auto seems to be giving me the right signals here.
As long as your lead unit is tagged properly, Auto will route you.
So I'm going to the Waco siding in Bakersfield, but can Auto actually tell? Because there's no code for that from what I can tell. So someone marked it as Fresno, I'm guessing to fool Auto into giving them the right signals.
Yeah, so
That makes sense.
yeah, like Mojave, there is a manifest tag for Mojave, but for some reason Auto doesn't really figure that out. So we just say Bakersfield because it goes past Mojave. So what is the train tag? Is it like MBAR?
It's like, yeah, M-bar, Frez.
Frez.
Or Fred, whatever.
FRS or whatever.
Yeah. So that means he'll basically route me past the siding and I just need to manually pull myself off.
Yeah.
Okay. And if there's like some server rule is like how you name it, or if it's just about fooling Auto into getting you to your destination.
Yeah, it's just basically fooling Auto.
Okay.
Auto can be a pain sometimes.
That's brand new though, right? I guess before someone had to do it all.
Yeah. Before you had to manually dispatch.
I still haven't really comprehended. Like I've done little screwing around in single player and did like a local and derailed myself, but I don't think I can comprehend the scale of these routes coming from train sim. I keep seeing like, you know, like 330 miles, 160 miles.
Dude,
Like how long does
it's
it take
all
to run a train?
1-to-1 scale of California. Everything.
Like
It took
Colton.
me 5.5 hours to drive from West Colton all the way up to Bakersfield.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1 scale. That's why I don't do over roads anymore. I was like, well, that's enough experience for one day.
What do you mean over roads?
Well, that's what I call them, the long trips.
Okay.
I'd use a lot of trucker terms for some reason. I'll run them if they're short, but I won't run a cross map no more. I was literally had to stop at least twice, and then I got on one day and drove for 4 hours straight. I drove for an hour and a half, pulling aside, and nobody moved it, and I got on the next day and went another 4 hours.
Wow.
It was a pain. It was fun. Just a pain.
Yeah, I mean, different strokes, different folks.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on here who just love doing that. That's all they want to do is just drive a train. I personally like doing the locals and servicing industries. I get them serviced, and then when the pickups are ready, I'll build a train and send it back to the main yard to get humped and sent out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool if you can service to the AI and have you can kind of feel like you're getting a lot done.
Yeah, that's the best parts. When you're done, you can just AI everything back, and then the guy at the yard be waiting for it. Sometimes we get down here, like me and CJ. He'll service weeds, and I'll be running JR, and we do a lot of cooperative stuff. So like we'll be splitting trains together, and that's like the best part. I think is the cooperative part.
Oh yeah. Without multiplayer, this would be a harder sell for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's why everyone's gonna put up with these graphics. Which aren't awful. It looks like they're better than V2. I saw the videos of that, and that looked awful.
Oh yeah, the graphics aren't that bad. I got everything turned all the way up, and it looks decent enough to play.
Not bad in the cab. Once you start flying around, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, the terrain is pretty low res, but everything else is nice.
Plus, they kind of intentionally picked a line that's pretty easy for them to like. It's sparse, so it's pretty easy to code.
Yeah.
Pretty easy for graphics cards. The Georgia line is literally just like a row of trees and then nothing. I could tell. What other Sims do you play?
God, I play everything. Oh shoot, a BNSF train just spawned in next to me. I got a whole American Truck Sim set up. I play Star Citizen. Spent about $1,500 in that game.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
Very. I played a lot of the train sims, Train Sim World, Trains, Train Sim Classic. I'm a big train enthusiast. I've always wanted to play a train multiplayer game. And when I checked Run8 last, it was in V2 and it was kind of dead and nobody played it. And I was very disappointed because I was really wanting to play it with somebody. And then I got a Farm Sim server and a Satisfactory server. Got a bunch of people actively playing on them. And I'm waiting for Construction Simulator. Super excited for it. I really enjoyed 15. Me and all my friends would get on and build apartment buildings and stuff. Unfortunately, my friends don't really care much for train games. It's just kind of me. So I was watching YouTube videos of Run8 and seeing where they had the new V3, and then I checked out Mateo's video. I was like, oh, fuck, hell yeah, I wonder if he's got a multiplayer server, and I joined it and seen it. I was like, yep, well, I know where I'm going.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Is this one of the more populated servers out there?
Not really. I think the Depot and the other big guys are more... We're really not that populated. We've got a few people that play. I'd say about 10 or so actively playing.
The Depot, you have to like take tests and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, Depot's the most realistic one for sure.
I saw like on YouTube people just drive around inspecting the tracks.
Yeah.
Which it's not possible for them to have any defects, so. But hey man, Earth floats people's boats.
Yeah, they're really realistic. They have timetables. You have to actually run it like a job. I couldn't do all that. I just like the casual part. Like, hey, I'll get on and work when I can.
Yeah, if I'm really into it, someday I'll give that a shot. This seems like a much better place to learn.
And yeah, this one, we have a lot of fun. There's so much work on here. You'll never not have anything to do. Even on a very populated server, it's very hard to not have anything for somebody to be able to do.
Yeah. It's just about understanding the system well enough to pick out a job.
Yeah, exactly. And once you figure out how the server works, then you can literally just hop in and be like, I might work here today, and go down there and just run something.
I love persistence in games. Like it'll take a game from like a 2 to a 5 for me. Like, you know, games like Foxhole or stuff. That was how I logged in yesterday. I like looked at a yard and I like saw things to be done, and I knew next day I logged in it would be there waiting for me. Like that I don't know, it just tickles that lizard brain impulse of getting work done.
Oh, I know.
To, like,
That's exactly what it is. I told him, I said, that's my drive. That's everybody's drive on this server, because you have something to do, and you actually help, so, like, when I touch a car, eventually somebody else is going to be touching the same car. But
exactly. And you kind of keep tabs in your head. You're like, oh, I wonder if anyone moved that train. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we're getting ready to do yard masters. That way everybody can keep track, because it's starting to get a little jumbled up, because somebody will have a nice thing going on.
Right.
And then somebody else will come in and try and do it and then mess everything up.
What do you think happened at West Bakerfield? Did someone just slam a bunch of supply chains together, so now they're all garbled up?
Dude, just nobody runs Bakersfield. Yeah, BNSF. Yeah, a lot of people run Union Pacific just because it's so much easier. BNSF's on a bigger scale.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about all I can put it. So Chris will run Barstow, and he'll have all those supply trains, set out, ready to go to wherever yards. They'll go to the yards, but nobody will service the industries on them, except Mojave. Mojave and Bakersfield, I think, is the only two that actually get ran. Nobody really works in San Bernardino except the Union Pacific guys, just because that's it. There's not enough people to work. I've been advertising drivers like crazy on my streams. Like, we just need people to play the game. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, Somebody will eventually get to it once something gets backed up.
Yeah, for me it was just daunting. Like, a lot of the videos out there are cool, but they're kind of like power user videos. Like how to change industry tracks, right? And like make them pick up more space and stuff. That's not really, when you're first starting out, that's not really what you're looking for. For me, it was tough to just find like how to get the train going,
Yeah, that was my thing. When I first bought this on V2, I tried driving the train, couldn't get it to work, and I gave up and left it alone.
Exactly.
And then I finally came back to it, and it was Garrison. Garrison, man, he got me in the server, and he had me up to speed in a day. Honestly, I was so confident. I was like, man, I can actually play the server. All I needed was a couple of hours just to figure shit out, and it's really not that hard. It's just you gotta learn it.
I appreciate you hopping in on, boys. Definitely.
Any questions, man? I can definitely help you out.
Well, it's nice to just hear, like, because when you first log on, it's intimidating because you don't want to screw up people's stuff.
Yeah, that's the issue. Nobody wants to get on and ask for help. You gotta have help. There's no tutorial. There's not enough tutorials out there for this game. It's just easier to just get on the server and get your hands on.
It'd be a good idea just to, like, because I'm beyond it now, because I'm used to these sims. Like, I played DCS, that sim on MSFS, so I'm pretty sweaty. But like, I'm part of a DCS group that tries to get like more casual people involved, and the guy's pretty smart about it. Like, he'll just like, basically his idea is like, people don't want to get overwhelmed with options. Just give them a job, right? So they say like, hey, why don't you take this plane and do this job, just to kind of take away that fear.
Yeah.
And then they have like ownership of it. They have ownership of the task. Then once they get their feet into the water, you can be like, okay, now here's all the options available to you.
Right. That's basically how it was on here. I got on, and he put me on an empty track. He spawned a train in. He let me drive it. He added some weight to it. Let me drive it again. He was like, "Well, you know how to drive a train, so that's good." I was like, "Oh yeah, I can drive trains all day." And he was like, cool. So you basically can play the game now, because driving the train is literally 90% of the work. The other 10% is just figuring out what to do.
I think it's starting to click for me now. Like, we just had a baby. She's like 4 weeks old, so.
Yeah, I just had a baby last year.
Oh, okay, nice.
He's only 1.5 now. Yeah, I don't have much time. I don't have a lot of time to talk, but I'm on second shift. My wife works on first shift. So midday throughout the week and all night on the weekends. Is the only times I play.
Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I know how
baby's
newborns
the
go.
boss now.
Do what now? Sorry.
I said I work from home, so my baby's the boss now.
Yeah.
Just setting my schedule. So I've just been like watching YouTube videos at like 3:30 a.m. during feedings.
Oh yeah.
So I've been watching. Now I think I get it because I had no time to actually play. Like I'd load it up, I'd look at a train, and the baby would cry. I'd be like, all right.
Yeah. See, I can't.
Mateo's YouTube videos.
I dropped my son off at my in-laws, and that right there is just enough. No,
Yeah.
I love that. I'm supposed to be asleep, quotation marks.
Exactly.
But I don't need sleep.
That's how I felt last night. It's like I need free time.
Yeah.
Lying in bed, thinking about this cold train I wanted to move. I got up and just bought the sub. I was like, fuck it. I'm not learning everything. I'm just gonna buy this one, run this train.
Yeah, that's so Garrison, he was like, so look at the job list, here's a train, this train just needs to go across the track, it needs to be serviced at this industry. And I was like, okay. So the first thing that threw me off was the directions, because reading that fucking dispatch map is the most difficult thing in the whole game. So you know what I did? I pulled up Google Maps, spent an hour looking at all the rails, because everything's 1-to-1 scale. Because all my sense of direction, like somebody would say, yeah, this is going south of this place. And I'm like, I don't even know which way south is.
Yeah.
So I got on Google Maps, studied everything, and that alone got my sense of direction. I was like, okay, now I know how everything's interconnected because the dispatch map will throw you off.
It probably would take us like 5 minutes to make a proper map. Just Google Maps, right? Draw the lines on it. And then make little make different colors for the DLCs, and we've just done all the marketing work for Run8. Instead, they have some weird line chart thing that's covered in symbols.
No, it's so
like
hard.
random destinations, like New York City's on there for some reason. It's like, what? I don't need to know that.
Yeah.
Do you have all the DLCs?
No, I don't have Bakersfield.
Interesting.
I don't have Bakersfield, and I've only got half the cars. So like I don't have grain hoppers or anything. I just started at the bottom of the list, started working my way up, buying each one.
Yeah. I don't mind supporting it. I know since you paid all that money for Star Citizen, you probably have the same idea.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It goes to the dev. Not really spending $10 to get cool cars.
Exactly.
Terrible value. But I'm from Flight Sim, so I'm well beaten when it comes to
I
value.
played Flight Simulator X way back in the day. I used to run the carrier ops in our military milsim group.
Nice.
Let's see, I was the carrier coordinator, dude. There was like 30 people. I'd have them all like, we'd do flight patterns and shit.
You do case 1s?
Huh?
You did case 1s and case 3s and all that?
Yeah. Man, it's so long. I don't even remember the shit. I think I was 12 when I was in that.
Okay.
I'm 26 now.
Nice. Yeah, I'm part of
All I know is I remember
like
having my desk completely covered in diagrams and parking patterns on the carrier, and it was crazy. I was really mature for my age.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I would just fly flights. I would just fly the same approach in a Boeing 747 and try to perfect it when I was 10.
Exactly.
While the kids are splashing in puddles.
Exactly.
I guess I was broken as a child or something, but
yeah, everybody's goal was to go airsoft, and my goal was to land a Boeing 747 on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it wasn't my friends are get to the action. I was like, no, I want to do the whole thing the hard way. I'm gonna fly the actual flight to Florida.
Exactly. You get
you
get the autopilot down, and everything. Oh
yeah.
God.
Get your action out of here.
That's
if I could go get my medical done in game, I would. Oh, it's too funny. Do you fly flight sims at all anymore? No.
No, I've still got my flight sick, but I use it.
Have you seen DCS World Supercarrier?
No, I haven't even played DCS. I haven't played a flight sim in a while. I just play my space game.
Dude, I'm gonna lure you over sometime.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I've got a nice flight stick set up.
Just the graphics and the groups. I was part of a try-hard group where like you had to do all the case one stuff. Here, 1 second, baby.
Sorry. I was responding to him down there. Ugh. For some reason, I can't listen and type at the same time. I don't even know why I'm. He's literally in chat and I'm typing to him. Sorry, I'm doo-doo brained right now. But yeah, so I've been looking into DCS. I've been thinking about it, but oh, he left. Kids, man, kids. I'm so fucking distracted. My truck sim set up. I've got a head tracker. I've got the 18 Eaton Fuller with the high and low, you know, the gear shifter.
Nice. Sorry, I was taking care of the baby.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear. I didn't know if. Ugh. I'm all clusterfucked, anyways. Okay, I can't even drive my train now. I'm all gunked up.
I have to figure out how to handle the train when the baby starts screaming for like food. Just park that thing on the main line.
Yeah.
I guess I could probably just AI crew it while I'm taking care of her. You have to stop it first, right? If you want to AI crew it.
Yeah, unfortunately. So you're a stay-at-home dad, or do you? Oh, you said you work from home.
Yeah, I have a little bit of A and B. I have to go in for some stuff, but I'm mostly at home.
Gotcha.
My wife's the same. We're just swapping back and forth. Neither of us can take leave, so we just kind of share the burden. We got family coming into town though next weekend, so that's gonna be like you were saying. That means I actually get to do stuff.
Which side of the? You're on U.S., right?
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina.
Oh wow, you're close. I'm in Kentucky.
Okay, cool. You guys sweltering too?
Huh?
You guys hot too?
Oh god. Right now we're getting a shit ton of rain.
Yeah, we've had some crazy storms. That heat, man.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild. We were just down in Georgia last weekend. Down there to go see my wife's sister. We were on Toyota shutdown. Me and my wife both work at the Toyota plant.
Okay.
She builds the engines, I build the cars.
That's all.
Yeah, she's been there longer than me. I just started this year, and she's been there for 8 years. I went and worked at a steel factory as a foreman first when I got out of high school, and she went straight there. I was trying to stay out of Toyota. I didn't want to get locked in because they pay so good.
Not a bad problem to have.
But I ended up hitting a dead end and not being able to make enough money, and here she was making almost $10 more than me at the time. I was like, Jesus, maybe I should come up to Toyota. I'm wanting to work from home and try and do this streaming stuff and let it take off, but it's so competitive. So I don't even try that hard. I just kind of stream when I'm playing this. It seems to be doing pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, I do finance work. And my wife and I own a wedding venue.
Oh, well, that's neat.
Yeah.
My wife was wanting to do that. She was wanting to buy a barn and then just turn it into a barn wedding area.
Right.